The United States House of Representatives just approved a defense budget of $1.15 trillion, and it passed by a margin of exactly 2 votes, 216 to 212. For a country at war with Iran, that is not the confident roar of a nation united behind its military. That is a whisper. From Berlin, the number itself is almost impossible to translate into European terms. $1.15 trillion is roughly 1 trillion euros, more than the entire economic output of the Netherlands, spent in a single year on one government department. To put it plainly, the increase alone, $250 billion over last year, is larger than the annual defense budget of any European nation. Americans debate whether this is enough. We debate whether it is imaginable. And here is the contradiction the American headlines soften. The National Defense Authorization Act is normally the one bill in Washington that everyone agrees on. The great bipartisan ritual passed with comfortable majorities year after year. This time it barely survived, not because Democrats objected, they did, but they were always going to. It survived barely because President Trump's own Republicans would not all vote for it. In the middle of a war he is prosecuting, some members of his own party looked at the price tag and the Iran campaign and quietly said no. That tells you something the record budget does not. The war against Iran has split the president's MAGA movement down the middle. The people who cheered America first did not necessarily sign up for another open-ended conflict in the Middle East, and now they are being asked to fund it at levels no nation in history has ever approved. The bill itself is a revealing document. Buried inside the $1 trillion is a 5 to 7% pay raise for troops, reasonable enough, but also a ban on gender-related medical treatments in the military's TRICARE health program, and lower barriers for soldiers to carry private firearms on military bases, a position endorsed by Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth. From a European vantage point, the idea of making it easier to bring personal guns onto a base full of trained soldiers with access to actual weapons is a sentence you read twice. In Washington, it is a policy priority. There is also the President's Dream Project, an American Iron Dome, a missile shield modeled on Israel's, funded from this record budget, a continental-scale version of a system built to defend a country the size of Hessen. The ambition is enormous, so is the cost. Now a note of caution, because Americans love to declare things done that are not. This vote authorizes nothing in real money. The actual dollars require a separate spending bill, and that means the Senate, where the outcome is genuinely unclear. The committee chairman promised to work across the aisle. And even if both chambers agree, the president can still veto the compromise. So the trillion is a headline, not yet a check. But the direction is unmistakable. A nation at war, spending more on defense than the rest of the developed world combined, and unable to agree on it by more than 2 votes. That's the view from here. What does it look like where you are? Drop it in the comments and subscribe for the perspective American media won't give you.